coerced into this interview. You came along to me and said...
You weren't coerced into this interview.
Yes, I was.
Or don't tell me, the bullying
Piers.
MSM said, Andrew, you've got to do an interview.
No,
and I'm going to fly all the way to Romania to do it.
You didn't do that. You used the lover boy method.
There's some feminist OnlyFans model who lives in Florida who makes rap music who's saying that men are nothing and men are shit. So the people who are listening to Andrew Tate aren't listening to Andrew Tate, they're listening to the internet as a whole. And I believe Andrew's message is, one, overwhelmingly positive, absolutely overwhelmingly positive. And I believe he's a very important mark on that spectrum of opinions that exist out there, because when you delete Andrew Tate, the mean average of people will drift down this toilet of degeneracy and become less like Andrew Tate. He's a professional athlete with a completely clean criminal record, by the way, who's massively financially successful, who's kind, who's generous. He runs his own charity. He's the best brother. He's the best father. He's the best uncle. He's an absolutely wonderful man, and I would love to see more men become like him. So I like his opinions, and I like the fact that he's out there.
Tristan Tate.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely everything I own was seized by the Romanian state, so I'm just going to have to survive and do my very best.
Yeah, but how?
I'm doing my very best.
Have you got wealthy benefactors helping you?
I'm doing my very best. I wish I had wealthy benefactors. I wish I had people on my side.
Yeah, but you can't function on no income at all.
Seems you can.
How?
I'm doing my very best, Piers.
What does that mean?
It means I'm doing my very best. Absolutely everything I own is taken by the Romanian state. I don't have anything they don't have.
How do you pay for food?
Just have to do my best.
What does that mean?
It means that I believe in God and I pray.
Well, God's not going to pay your bills.
God has been paying my bills so far, it seems. It's amazing how far faith can take you. It's often when you have absolutely nothing left, people turn to faith, but you should turn to faith first, and you should believe in God when things are good, and that He will be there when times are bad.
Initially, you were put on this sort of rolling 30-day house arrest, and they kept renewing that month by month by month. And then in June, you and your brother and 2 others were formally charged with rape, trafficking, and forming an organized crime group to sexually exploit women. And there were 7 alleged victims named in the indictment. You said at the time, I look forward to being found innocent. You said earlier, who are these women? Well, there are 7 named in the indictment.
Yeah, have you seen the videos of them on the internet saying we're not victims, they made us be victims, we told them
well,
we
that will
victims?
all presumably be analysed in a trial. Do you know when the trial may be?
I have no idea. It's going to
do you believe it will happen?
I'm not sure. It could get to a point where a judge, anytime before the trial, decides his case is garbage and throws it away. If you ask me what I believe happened, it's very simple. They threw me in a jail cell knowing they had no case, knowing they had no victims, but they thought if they plaster me all over the MSM and they say that I'm a bad person and they call enough people, they will find the case they want. They couldn't find it. You name the date they charged me. They had 6 months to charge me. Usually the Romanian state, even the American embassy confirms to me, charges within 30 days. With me, they used all 6 months trying to build a case and find actual victims of an actual crime. They couldn't. They charged me on the very last possible day they could, unless they'd have to drop the entire case. And they charged me with garbage because they have nothing, there are no victims, I've done nothing wrong, and they've tried very hard. And let me say something very pertinent to the audience here. It's very difficult when you're thrown inside of a jail cell. You do not have access to social media. You do not have access to money. The entire MSM establishment are calling you a bad person. Hotlines are set up saying, if Andrew Tate's ever hurt you, call this hotline. You're a rich person where people may want to get money from you and exploit you and extract resource from you. And they're sitting here calling anyone you've ever known. They called my gardener's daughter, who I've never even spoken to, asking if I've ever done anything wrong to her or said anything wrong to her, trying to find victims of a crime that don't exist. It's actually a miracle from God that no one's come out trying to extract money from me. Whole thing is garbage. They could do this to anybody. Piers, they could do this to you. They could put you in a cell, put all over the media you're a sexual exploiter, and for 3 months talk about how bad you are when you can't defend yourself, and call everyone you've ever interacted with. And if anybody you were ever rude to once decides they want a payday or some fame, they can use it against you. It's insane.
They're the family. This is my point. So in England, that's for some reason makes people's heads explode when I say that's how I want to live. I'm happy. I'm not saying...
You're perfectly entitled to live how you like.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you guys have made millions and millions of pounds out of preaching that message. And the criticism is that young, impressionable teenage boys in particular have been led to believe by you guys that the only way to succeed in life is with that dynamic.
No.
Where the man's in charge, he's the hunter, he's the provider, the woman stays at home, she makes herself look good, and her only whole modus operandi each day, a whole raison d'etre, is to get up and make a man feel good.
I'm going to correct you because I think you're completely wrong about what me and Andrew preach. What me and Andrew preach is a message of masculine excellence. And when you are an excellent man, when you are strong, smart, sharp, all of the things that we tell young men to be, disciplined, then you can find a wife and a woman and a life and a dynamic, 4 wives if you like, and live exactly how you want.
Oh, sure.
I don't tell, yeah,
No
and you can have a wife who's more successful than you. You
both,
can date a judge or a lawyer or a
You do
doctor.
both basically believe women should stay at home and not go to work.
No, I believe that I want my woman at home with my family, and that's the way I wish to live.
But that's also what you preach.
But
That's also what you preach in your university, right? I mean, you think.
I don't preach anything inside of any university.
Right. Well, okay.
No, the university. Sorry, if you're talking about the real world, the online educational platform, which has been attacked and slandered more than me. Keep in mind, I don't own it. It's been slandered and attacked and said that it teaches people how to abuse women. What kind of app would teach people how to abuse women? It's insane. It teaches web design, e-commerce, copywriting, cryptocurrency trading, basic methods of wealth creation, and that's it. It actually has nothing to do with teaching anyone anything about women, to the point that women are members. Loads of members.
What about the war room?
Well, the war room doesn't have female members, no. I can explain why that is if you care, but I don't think